My name is Kathleen Johnson and I'm with the Waveland Citizens Fund. I'm the Field Operations Manager. I'm also Director of Katrina Relief, which is the building arm of the Waveland Citizens Fund. And of course the name would indicate that we work strictly on Katrina Relief related projects, which is rebuilding in the aftermath in every sense, the rebuilding of the house, the rebuilding of the family. At this point there is no funding on the table for rebuilding, and what little funding is on the table is going to build less than 17 houses this year, or maybe finish 100 houses, one or the other, but there is no other funding. We have all the funding for rebuilding that we want, in the billions. The problem is that it's tied up in bureaucracy, and we can't get our hands on it. The governor gave $600 million to the port, telling us that everything was taken care of. Well, that's not true. It's not taken care of. Those that had wind damage got no funding at all. Those that got MDA grants didn't get enough funding to rebuild their houses. 1 penny, the smallest check was a penny, I physically saw that. And most of the checks averaged out about $40,000. $40,000 does not build a house. It starts a good house, or it starts a good refurbishing project, but it does not finish a house. So we don't have enough funding. And even on my client list now, and I have 2,000 clients, 468 of those need funding. It's just we can't get our hands on it. We can't get it distributed, and there's so many strings attached to it that we can't get the work done. We just had $15 million released to us for the affordable housing grant, and now we're told that we have to do environmental assessments, and those could take 3 to 6 months, and we might not start until October on the building, and that's in 2009, and we haven't had money on the recovery table since May of 2008. So that's a 1.5 years wait for money that was promised to us actually 2 years ago. So it took 2 years to get here, and now it's here. They're telling us it's going to be a 3 to 6 month environmental study. Well, we built all those thousands of other houses without an environmental study. What is the problem here? I've always said FEMA has operated like this, and it was a platform that came to prop us up. Unfortunately, the problem people were at the edge and they fell off. We've got to develop the response to the disaster like this, and we've got to cup them in and make sure that people don't fall off the edge, and build those safety nets in so that that never happens again. What can people do to help out? I really don't have an answer for that, because the committees that are meeting with the government to handle these funds are closed committees. They're not appointed. They're not elected. They just evolved around after the hurricane, and if they're non-profits meeting, as the long-term recovery committees are, they're not open and transparent at all. We don't even know on our local non-profit, it's never been announced to us who the board of directors are. Never. We have no clue who the board of directors are on our local long-term recovery committee. It's never been published. It's never been announced. It's a huge secret. So we don't even know to go to, I don't even know who to go to write a letter or an email other than the Long-Term Recovery Committee to lodge a complaint. And if I do write to them, I don't know that it's going from there up beyond there, up the chain. So we don't have a line of command at all. It's a very loose, fractionalized recovery. And that's been a good thing, because we've been able to get out as nonprofits and do the work we have done. But when it comes to accessing the money, there's a huge disadvantage to that. The long-term recovery committees need to be appointed, and I don't know what people can do to help us. We probably need more legal help than we've got, because we probably need to get more legally active in this and start going after classes of people and filing so that we can get help for them, particularly the elderly and the disabled. We have to be able to do a better job of protecting them. 4 years out and they're still floundering, that doesn't seem particularly fair. It's been a very elitist solution. The more well-off have been taken care of first, and the protected class has fallen further and further and further behind, and continues to fall behind. And when it's all done, by the end of this year, which is when I predict most of the work will finish because the funding's finished, it's the protected class that's going to be left sitting on the table, and there's nothing we can do. Just nothing we can do. We're lost, and no way to really help them, because I don't know who to go yell at. Are people going to wind up on the street? They're absolutely going to wind up on the street. For those that aren't there now, the rest of them are hanging on that like this close.